you very much for the host, Corgi and Kaze. Very much for the host from Milksteak. Mario is dummy thick in Super Mario World because they had to simplify the design for him because they only had so much data to work with, so they had to make him a little small chubby boy. So basically they gave him the body of a cannonball, and that led to him being dummy thick. Because one of the things you think about when you think of Mario is that he has a round physique. He's not fat, he's just a little portly. So that's something that they wanted to keep. And so they exaggerated it to add a little bit of extra detail without having to give him more detailed limbs and things like that. The consequence of that is that he is all like clapping up the place. Hi, 747. Roland the Headless Tommy Gunner. I don't know what that means. You may occasionally hear Korga saying "God damn it" in the background. She's playing Mario World, hence the Mario World "Why is he so thick?" question. I sure do love it when the thing doesn't change. It's my favorite. There, should be fixed. I don't know why it's still saying simulation, RPG, action, open world, but there you go. I was looking at my stuff earlier. This evening, it found my old homebrew. Yes, gonna hopefully get that back up running as portable on the Linux. That's pretty cool. That, and I have no effing clue how to homebrew a Switch. That was my next best option. Fair enough. I don't think homebrewing a Switch is super hard. Nintendo for all their bluster about how much they don't like hacking and pirating and things like that, which I mean, to be fair, I understand them not liking pirating. Thank you very much for retweeting this sweet tweet right here from Kaze. By the way, if any of you would be able to do that, that would be very helpful, and I would love to give you a shout out if you do it. Excuse me. Uh-oh, Serb is trending on Twitter. That's not good. Oh, conservative internet people just saying silly things. Okay, who cares? Milksteak, thank you very much for the retweet. Speaking of emulation, I have one of those R4 emulation cartridges for the DS. You put a micro SD in the top of the card and play DS ROMs on an actual DS. Yes, you can. It's really neat. You get some fruit, juice it, and let it out in some day. What? So no war crime? No, no war crimes. Unless bad takes on Twitter is considered a war crime now. Why does it still say 49? I fixed it. Hang on.
Squidward Gaming. Ha 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 ha.
Squidward Gaming. Okay, there we go. I remember having a homebrewed Wii grow up. I'd love to homebrew my Switch because damn, I have to do so much with that. It's just an overly complicated process. Thank you very much for the host from Star Fox Brewing. Oh, homebrew. Oh, that's actually very clever, Lossman. That's actually very clever. Thank you very much for the host, Star Fox. Did I hear war crimes? I remember having homebrewed Wii growing up. Never tried it. Not even sure when I got it. Just kind of showed up one day. Is this some creepypasta cartridge waiting to strike? Yes. I still have mine right here on my desk, but it's okay because it's a DS. It's based on the creepypasta called Isoi, so it's okay. It's gonna be really dumb and very easy to defeat. Anyway, music was quite loud. I'm gonna start working on a character. No, you know what? Let's start working on a page, and then we'll work on a character sheet. So, just as a general reminder to, excuse me. Just as a gentle reminder to the amazing people at home, these Bad Vibes streams are a great opportunity to ask any kind of questions you may have about the series, or ask me questions about whatever. So we were right here, we're on page 20, so... I'm just gonna... Jesus, hang on. What drugs are there in the Bad Vibe universe? Well, I haven't thought of any unique drugs. I can't say most of the drugs in our world, if not all the drugs in our world, are also readily available in the Bad Vibe universe, but they are still considered illegal. I got pieces of chocolate lava crunch cake. Today was good. Yay! Yeah. I don't have any homebrewed consoles, actually. Closest thing I got was my brother and I had, we had an SD card with Project M on it. Freaking 2 screens. Horrendous reverberations. Is China Cat in Bad Vibe? Why, yes, it is. The other thing I was able to manage was change the Wii menu to a dark theme, and I think it looks amazing. I already like the Wii menu. I don't really think I need to change it, though. If I wanted to really homebrew my Wii, which I totally wouldn't do, I think I'd focus more on getting games on it. Or modding it so that I could run, like, homebrewed software. But, I mean, I'd never do that. But no, like, for real, though, for a company that really doesn't like homebrewing and like hacking and whatnot, Nintendo makes it, at least compared to, like, say, the PlayStation consoles or whatever, remarkably easy to homebrew their systems. Like, dark theme is best. I am indifferent. It depends on what I'm using. Anyone else remember the NES golf rumors? Oh, that was actually true. That was true. Yeah, it was a tribute to Iwata, and the reason why they patched it out is in, like, it's in relation to some, like, really old school Japanese, like, tradition of saying goodbye to someone when they pass away. NES Golf was, like, I think the first game that Iwata worked on for Nintendo. And in a way, it being on the system and then it actually being patched out was kind of like his totem being sent away or something like that. It's like, it was like something, they actually talked about that. They actually explained what that was about. And I actually think that that's super sweet because Iwata was probably the greatest, like, the greatest leader that the company had. Honestly. Even if he wasn't, that's just, like, a super sweet thing to do. Fist. Actually, you know what? Let's hear. It's a little bit confusing that he'd be that far away. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to cut out the sort of lower body here. Anyway, how are all of you wonderful people? I'll probably, when I actually do the page, like, figure out, like, a better pose for him to be doing, but... just write in the text like I usually do, but there. Speaking of emulation, remember our 3D All-Stars was literally just 3 emulated ROMs? Doing okay? Yes, I do remember how 3D All-Stars was technically just 3 emulated ROMs. Something that's technically still within their legal right to do, but it's more confusing than anything. Like, don't you guys have the source code for the game? Why not? That's something that happens a lot, actually. Like, what was it? Was it, Was it that Sonic DS collection did the same thing? Where they're all like ROMs. Like, that's so weird to me. Very, very, very strange, Nintendo. Very, very strange. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't understand. I don't know. Capitalism is usually the answer. When in doubt, blame capitalism. Emulation is only okay if they do. Well, again, it's because they own the games, right? It's just actually that much space that you can probably fit the literal entire NES library on there. Yeah, it's a very, very strange company. Also, wasn't like the PlayStation Classic like that too, where it was like they were all ROMs downloaded from the internet or something? Why do game companies keep doing this? AMA, the last thing you ate, I don't know. Well, technically, the last thing I ate right now is this very, very strange, like, mashed potato mixed with, like, ground meat mixed with gravy. I don't know what this is. It's very strange. Hydrate, thank you very much. I should do that. Yes, the PlayStation Classic was Garbo. Say you want about the SNES Classic, but at least it was, and the NES Classic, but at least they were good systems. Yeah, you'd have some power moves with the NTSC with different framing. Yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, each of them was... Oh, and fun fact, you could actually change the region of each of them if you just bring up... If you plug in a keyboard into it, a USB keyboard, which you can do, excuse me, very easily, you can actually bring up a debug menu, which allows you to change the region for each ROM. So why didn't they just make them all the higher frame rate ROMs? I don't know! Oh yeah, you do! There's a reason why you rarely see Nintendo games go on sale on some sort of pricing scheme. Yes. Oh yeah, Noah's Ark Doom. Yeah, that is, by the way, just straight up Doom. The rumor has it that Doom just it's Wolfenstein. It's Wolfenstein. Rumor has it that that id was unhappy with the SNES port of Wolfenstein because of like censorship and whatnot, because Nintendo was a lot stupider about that sort of thing back then. And they gave the source code for Wolfenstein 3D to Wisdom Tree, who then made the game. I don't know about that because id games were pretty easy to crack, but I don't know. It's a funny story to think about regardless. I like to think that it happened, but oh yeah, and the best part, that game isn't. Yeah, no, Wisdom Tree is not licensed. Wisdom Tree did not license their games because Nintendo didn't want like biblical games and whatnot on their systems. That aside, what they were before the company, before they were Wisdom Tree, they were Color Games, and they still weren't licensing their games, and they weren't even biblical back then. How do you license the Bible? No, they weren't licensed to release on the SNES. There's another mosquito. Is what I got for not actually done. Oh my god! Yeah, it wasn't actually. Didn't that turn out to be true? That StarCraft was supposed to be like a 40K game. Like, isn't that true? That's actually crazy. I know nothing about either, but I actually knew that one. Oh yeah, this is Donkey Kong. Oh, freaking Donkey Kong Country game is so good. I do like that. How do you license the Bible? Ocarina of Time, that's a good one. Evening, Geek Fox. How are you doing? Sega's next one. The games I tested on the 3DS was Kirby Superstar. I forgot how fun and charming it was. Not Ultra, the OG on the SNES. Yeah, although I hear Superstar Ultra's pretty good. I've actually never played it. I played the original Superstar, and yeah, that game's great, but, like, I never played, like, Superstar Ultra. The main thing I know about it is that it has an updated Meta Nightmare mode, which is pretty cool, because I always liked Meta Nightmare in Nightmare in Dreamland, but, you know, it is basically just you're playing through the game with kind of Sword Kirby power, so it really wasn't anything super amazing. But Meta Nightmare mode has, like, unique stages and bosses and things like that, so in Superstar Ultra. The bot from yesterday was promptly banned by Twitch the moment I reported it. Yeah! I think I have Kirby Superstar on here. Very nice. That's the wrong font. That's the Doctor Who font. I don't have the license to use that. No license, just be like Sonic. No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me! I know the Sonic Colors writing has aged a little bit, like it's a little like corny and whatever, but there's some good lines in there, and that's one of them. As an aside, I actually, I am actually super looking forward to Sonic Colors Ultimate on the Swatch. I reserved a pre-order. I just need the money for it. In the tail end of the Soviet Union, you were a copy left. I love it. In Soviet Russia, copyrights you. I'm still used to Sonic being voiced by Jaleel White more than anyone else. That's so weird to me because he's actually like my least favorite English voice for Sonic. Not that I don't think he's good. There's just something about I'm waiting. It doesn't click as Sonic for me. All I hear is Urkel doing a Sonic impersonation. Hi, Weird Plush. That'd be my childhood right there. That's no good. And that's not to say that he can't do, like, serious stuff like in Satayam. He's really good there, but, like... just in general, he's, That's not to say that you're wrong. Like let's make that clear. Every Sonic voice is correct, and every Sonic voice is a canon Sonic voice. Drummond is still my favorite. Okay, I think Drummond is the most consistently good. I think my favorite performance of Sonic is still Jason Griffith in Sonic and the Black Knight. Watching Steven versus Star, Pink Steven scares me. Oh goody, right, yeah, Steven Universe Future is a thing. Okay, that's one page of that done.
Squidward Gaming. Ha 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 ha.
Squidward Gaming. Poor Steven. I'm taking it he lost. Which I mean makes sense. Star does literally have a power which basically just causes like a supernova. What's it called? Like the whispering spell or something like that? I don't know anything about Star versus the Forces of Evil. I'd have to ask Blitzio. He was like super into it. In the first water level, I'm assuming in Donkey Kong Country, at least the music's nice. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Obviously no shade towards Jason or Roger. They can do amazing. Yeah, of course. I think each of the main I guess the main three game Sonic voices, I think all have really good qualities. Roger Craig Smith has the best comedic timing. Jason Griffith is the most like down-to-earth and adult-sounding Sonic, which is why I like him. I think he sounds a little bit more genuine and emotional. And Ryan Drummond really gets the cool factor down to a T. As an aside, though, I love how he sounds in Sonic and Tails R. Like just a little bit extra adult. I like that. Anyway, hang on. I'm gonna just mute this music so you don't have to listen to two songs overlapping each other. Anyway, usual thing, I let you guys know when I go on break. I do, in fact, accept tips, which are an awesome way to help support the stream. We've also got a subscriber goal going on, so if you could sub or gift sub towards that, I'd very much appreciate it. I need the money, please help. I'll be right back. back, loves. And oh my god! How many subs did you gift? Subscription. Oh my god, Milkstick, that's crazy. Thank you. So, I'm not gonna replay all of them, but still, if the thing will loop the troop. Here, I'm just doing it this way. Thank you so much. I actually think that means that we make the goal. Let me see. Loop the, oh my goodness! Loop the tube, Jellyfan back, Tiny Shiloh, Senior Crouch, CT Leopold von Liechtenstein III, Socks the Sergal, Donren Raptog, Slayer Rin, Steel Rain, SD, CJ Da Otter, Rave Da Wolf, AHL 1996, Super Feisty Fox, Wolfshare 666, Heckenberry or Heckenbry, Super Weird Plush, Northern Bear 25, Malactus, and Leoka Wanderer, and Agent Bull. Enjoy the tier 1 subs. Also, hi Leoko. And yes, you do need to play Kirby. And thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you very much, Milksteak. That, if I'm correct, we were at 50. That's 20. We have made the goal, ladies and gentlemen. We went well above and beyond the nice. Thank you very much to the great Milksteak, as per normal. Your unbelievable generosity is a pillar in this community, my dude. Or rather, you are a pillar in this community because of your amazing generosity. You know what I mean. Thank you very much.
Squidward Gaming. Ha 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 ha.
Mega Man Soccer? Ew. Wait, what's on there? What's on there, Corgus? Squidward Gaming. The closest I got to playing a Kirby game is a demo for the DS one where you control an army of Kirby's. Oh, Mass Attack. It's not good. The Lion King. still looked at the Cave Story wiki page and now I'm sad. Why do you hate the Lion King SNES game? Cause it's bullcrap! The second level is like the most intense, ridiculous difficulty spike I think I've ever seen in a video game. No reason for it. The game's already got like clunky ass controls and weird level design, but then you get to like the second level and what the hell is that second level when you get to, oh, I just can't wait to be king. When you get to that part, oh my god, that frickin' level can eat my butt. I first played it on Genesis, and no, I hate it. Whoever, okay, this pose is not working. Whoever decided that they needed to make the level that way, I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Like, the game goes from being, like, you know, pretty easy to being, like, Ninja Gaiden. It's just, ugh, no, I hate it. Screw that game. The Lion King game I remember is the one from bootleg games made there, which was, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, my god. I know exactly the one you're talking about. That I actually liked the PS. I think it's called like, I don't remember what it's called, but I know the game you're talking about. When you finish that level, Simba would have been king at that point. Swiss. Oh, because it takes a. I now have become king. BADVIBE, do you plan for the comic to pass the Bechdel test? I mean, yes. I know that the Bechdel test isn't exactly a perfect metric, but I mean, hey, if I can pass the Bechdel test, that'd be nice. I'm not, like, going in there like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna pass the Bechdel test. But, like, the plan is, excuse me, the plan is for the female characters, even though, admittedly, right now there isn't a lot, to hopefully not be reliant on their male counterparts to be interesting. If Guyderkers played the SNES Lion game, I wonder if Lion King game he'd hate more. I don't know, but I hope he does someday. That would be pretty neat. This Cave Story has always made me cry. Already made me cry. Cave Story, I know very little about. Ah, it's that one song that we always hear. Da-na-na-na. Do I know the last ring bearer? I don't. a Lord of the Rings fanfiction, but not any fanfiction. One written by a Russian paleontologist in 1999. It was me. I am the Russian paleontologist. Interesting, though. What's it about? Dun dun dun. Well then, Milksteak, I will defer all my questions about it to you. And while we're on about questions, as Milksteak did ask a question earlier, please feel free to ask me questions about Bad Vibe itself. I love answering questions about my little project here. It's about old Tom Bombadil's sexual exploit. I don't like that! For blue were his jackets and his boots were yellow on the floor. Lord of the Rings to the bad guys. That's interesting. Forget the last ring bearer. We need to find the last airbender. We must capture the Avatar. Does Max write fanfiction? Oh, he definitely has, yes. I don't know if he still does, but he definitely has. What would he write fanfiction on? Probably whatever he was, geeking out about at the given time of the fanfiction. Comic books, probably. Or a game. Max is, like, super into RPGs, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was into, like, some MMOs, like, whatever his universe's equivalent to, like, Final Fantasy XIV is. I'm sure he would be writing about that. I was gonna say World of Warcraft, but then I remember that's Activision Blizzard and ew, yucky, so... So I'll say that, like, his universe's equivalent to Final Fantasy XIV was definitely something that he wrote fanfiction on when he was in high school. A Bad Vibe AU or Max writes Sonic fanfic. Oh, he totally did. He totally did. I guarantee you when he was in, like, early high school or, like, late elementary school, whatever, he had a super edgy Sonic OC. I guarantee you. That is my author's confirmation. I can see the huge difficulty spikes and levels. What the hell? I know, right? Like, why? Why is it like this? I don't... Like, I got to the first checkpoint in the second level and then died. Bad Vibe Aber Max goes home and writes a fanfiction about his FF14 character beating up a thief instead of chasing this thief. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry that I've put my precious boy through the ringer through this one, but don't worry, it's gonna be over soon. Play Stalker sometime. At least Stalker is consistently difficult. The good vibes music as we can all watch Max. It's good vibes to offset the bad vibes. Ayo! I will tighten up this pose when I do the final piece, because, like, this is a surprisingly hard thing to do. So... I will make it make more sense when I get to that. As long as I understand what's going on, that's the important thing, because no one else is... I mean, I guess you guys are seeing this, but as long as I am the one arting... I switched to Super Castlevania 4. Well, it's Super Castlevania 4 is what it's called. You can just call it Castlevania 4. They just added on Super onto it because it's a Super Nintendo game. That's really silly, but yeah. I was looking at all these old classics just having fun. Super Castlevania 4 is fantastic, by the way. It's one of my favorite entries in the entire series. My favorite is probably still Symphony of the Night, but... Hi, Bamboozled Circle. Yeet. Bad Vibe AMA. Do any characters hold silly beliefs? Nothing harmful, just silly, like believing that gravity isn't real. Not really. Nothing that I can think of off of the top of my head. Is there any duck people in Bad Vibe? Yes, there is. We haven't seen a lot. We haven't really seen any avians yet, but there are avians. Ducks included. No, they wear pants. Everyone has to wear pants. Oh, it's the cheese. It's illegal. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's against the law. When you're out in public, you have to wear pants. It's just like real life. Bad Vibe Anime. Where is it illegal to wear pants in the Bad Vibe setting? Nowhere. It's not technically illegal to wear pants anywhere. Though I suppose places like nudist beaches and whatnot, you probably wouldn't be allowed to, but you wouldn't go to jail for it. It wouldn't be considered illegal. Just hey, that's against the rules, mister. You gotta live life on the free and easy if you're gonna be here. Unrealistic world building, pants should be illegal. Nah, you go to the beach in pants and police rise out of the ocean. Like, robot police just slowly rise out of the ocean. Remove your pants. Also, I think we got a new follower? A while ago? Like... Oh, no, they were from 2 days ago. I probably already said thank you for following. What body mods can one get in the Bad Vibe universe? Depending on how much money you have, you can have certain parts of your body augmented, like it was Deus Ex or something. Normally it is preserved for rich folks or medical expense. It's not like, say, Cyberpunk 2077, where you can just go into a place, get a body mod, and that's the end of it. It's not quite there yet. Is Santa real in the Bad Vibe setting? Who's to say he isn't real, Red Bike, when you were 12? Exactly. You know what? I'll just go with my original plan. It's admittedly a little bit more panels than I would like, but I can't. Let's say Santa isn't and isn't. I think you mean is or isn't. Who's to say T-posing Zayn? I am to say T-posing. In the Bad Vibe universe, T-posing Zayn or is the one that delivers gifts? If Bad Vibe ever takes off, I guarantee you someone's going to put that in the wiki. Santa watches from the North Pole and sizes corporations letting the Bad Vibe world start marketing Christmas stuff earlier and early each year. It's up to July at this point. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if in the Bad Vibe world they would... I say I wouldn't be surprised. I suppose it would be up to me. Well, if like in a world like this, that yeah, they would be basically advertising Christmas all year round, probably. Like not like as aggressively as they would closer to the winter months, but you'll definitely still be seeing like there's such and such days until Christmas everywhere. Or there's such and such days till this holiday where you spend a lot of money. You know what I mean? Yeah, I kind of like the slightly more desperate look kind of better, rather than that kind of Waluigi look I had going on. Day one of summer vacation. Back to school sale on now. Oh, definitely. It'll be like, the whole summer there will be back to school. It's like, don't get caught late not having supplies for your children. You know. Is the United States still around? Yes, it is. I played around with the idea of it being dissolved or being in a state of wreckage. I just felt like that was unnecessary and kind of mean-spirited. A lot of Canadian media tends to do that for some reason whenever they talk about like the future, and I don't know why. So I decided, no, the United States is still around. I'm not really sure what kind of state it's in. Nyuk nyuk. But it's around. Do people pay taxes in the BADVIBE world? Oh, yeah. And you can get in a lot of trouble for not doing it. Like, you can get in a lot of trouble for not doing it. Like, you can already, in our world, get into a lot of trouble for not doing it, but no, like, it's like you could go away for life for not doing your taxes. Now, thankfully, thanks to advancements in computer technology, doing your taxes is much easier, but it is something that they take even more seriously. Commercial, welcome. In all honesty, Americans do. I know they do, but, like, you get a whole lot of trouble for not paying taxes back, but some exceptions may apply. Oh, well, I mean, if you're rich. Mr. Krabs probably a cannibal. Are there beggar... I don't know what that is. Oh, like a type of prison where people who don't work it. No, there's nothing like that. Is Max Falter guilty of tax evasion? Okay, he is guilty of tax evasion, but no, that's not why. Tax evasion is just on his list. It's a and believe me, it's a large list. You know what I might do instead? I might just have the one panel, and then I'll start the next page with the punchy punch. So let's make this panel a bit larger. I do still want to move this up though. So let's, cause I missed a lot of space here. There we go. First Batman video game, Max's father commits tax evasion and flees the police. Murder, terrorism, assault, treason, jaywalking. Use of the word guesstimate. Look at me feathering my lines. What am I, a freaking amateur? Yuko Max, beat up this thief like Glass Joe. He just kind of like the way I'm drawing him. He just kind of have the same kind of shape as Glass Joe. Jeez. Do Yahoo Answers still exist in the Bad Vibe universe? Nope. It is truly the worst timeline. Oh wait, that's our timeline. What country is Max live in? Canada. Ah! Hi, T-Chap. Why do I do this to myself? I'm scared to ask what happened to Canada in this timeline. It fell to the same intense sort of postmodern capitalist nightmare that the rest of the world did. Well, much of the rest of the world. This is the farthest I've ever gotten in these games. Heyo! Very nice. Oh, yeah. Kaze, yes, Kaze is in fact cute in every timeline. That does not change in any timeline. There, this is close to what I was trying to do. Yes! Everyone here is... Wait, what? Truth! Everyone here is canonically cute every timeline. Yes, you cute. The cutes. All of you. Everyone in the chat, yes. Everyone except... No, you are included. Because you were in the chat. Blasphemy. It's not blasphemy if it's true. I'm gonna have to do a lot of like post correction and anatomy reworking and things like that when I get this, when I do the actual like finished versions of this, because these are all very, very rough, fast done, anatomy makes no sense kind of drawings. Like, I'm gonna have to redo a lot of this. It's almost like I don't get to draw comics all that often or something, and ergo action scenes like this off the cuff are actually quite difficult. There's just no way how you aren't cute when you know your precious cinnamon roll. Causing not be cute is like dividing 0 with 0. If you're not, you're double cute in any timeline. What D&D alignment is Max? It depends on the character. Max has a or do you mean what would I consider his alignment? Max at the beginning of the story is lawful neutral. He follows the law, doesn't really get involved in anything. As for how his like in anything legal or whatever, as for how things will change for him, we'll see. I will say that that even though he's a neutral character, he does still take action in the story. I don't want him to be a passive character. You are. You're gonna make me sad. Pollen is chaotic evil. Your D&D character's name is Pollen. That's fantastic. As for though, when Max does play legally distinct Dungeons and Dragons, whatever I'm calling it, he has a few different characters that he plays depending on the campaign. The one he's playing right now is probably like a I don't know, like I'll have to figure it out. Causes cute times infinity, no takebacks. Bad Vibe, I know your plans for Good Vibe, a version of the story where nothing bad happens. No. But with that said, that is a very, very funny title. If we ever do a Ruby Chibi equivalent for this series, then maybe that's what I'll call it. Look, let's just focus on getting the actual series running before we think about any spin-offs. I mean, who do you think I am, Keiji Inafune?
Squidward Gaming. Ha 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 ha.
No, stop. You are cute.
Squidward Gaming.
Good Vibe is the universe where Squidward Gaming takes off. Spooky Vibe is the bad vibe. No, it's the Napster Book spinoff where all the music is. If Max was pioneering the Oregon Trail, what occupation would he have? He would be a carpenter, I would think. Closest thing to a technician. Horrid Vibes is the A where everyone dies of lumbago 5 minutes. What the hell is lumbago? I made bad vibe crap. You mean bad vibe. All one word, all caps, not a plural. Good Vibe universe is the one where Max pays his rent on time and doesn't have to go out. Well, technically speaking, his rent's not due until the end of the day. He's still on time. I keep messing. It's okay, Weird Plush. Everyone does. It's okay. It's not just you. If Max was dropped in the middle of the Stalker Zone, what would be the first thing you do? I don't know. I know nothing about Stalker. You'd probably be like, oh, cool, this is a video game I imagine you would be into, so you'd probably be super excited to play it. Lumbago is the disease everyone in Horrid Vibes is going to die from. Is this like the Horror Tale universe? I think this is the angriest I've ever drawn him. Man, Vibes That Are Bad are my favorite comic. I love it when Max does the bad vibe. When Max's vibes are bad. I don't know, man. I don't read the comic. The name is admittedly pretty goofy, but I like the sound of it. It kind of rolls off the tongue. So it was the name I had in high school. I named it when I originally started this in high school. Yeah, by the way, I've been working on this for over a decade. Yeah. Corgo, you're a cutie. If Max was dropped in the middle of Boston wasteland, how would you react? He'd probably be terrified. If at this point in the story, if he's just in the middle of a wasteland with no way to support him, he'd be scared, man. He wouldn't know what to do. A thief is one thing. A horrible wasteland is another. Gary for the Bad Vibe spinoff based on this one scene. Max is effing pissed. It's just oh, what's the name of that one Capcom game where the main gimmick is like the guy's really pissed off? Asura's Wrath. It's just called Max's Wrath. It's just that, but with that face he's making photoshopped on top of Asura. Bad Vibe Mobile gotcha game when? If I can help it, never. Does Canada still have game control in it? Game control? What? What? I don't know what you like for hunting? If so, probably. I can't imagine that's changed much. Here, I'm gonna, since I want those to be roughly the same size. My brain, gun control. No. No, it does. I mean, it does, but, it's handled very differently. I'm still working out on the, deets of how exactly. Bad Vibe AMA. Gun. Pay $5 to possibly unlock his limited time max. Max, his shirt is a different color. Pay $10 and he's not wearing a shirt. Hi, dresser! Why couldn't the treasure hunter play the movie? It was pirated. Yarr! You made it to the third stage? Awesome! Does Canada sit? It's like looser private gun ownership. I guess. Pay $50 and he won't die of lumbago. What the hell is lumbago? So yay, I used to spend point though because I'm done playing games for now. Okay. this first panel. How's meat handled in Bad Vibe? Like, part of me can't imagine that burgers and things like couldn't sit well when you have human cows and other animals walking around. But at the same time, I don't think the corporations make them even care as long as they're still getting profit. It's something I haven't figured out the final details of, but it's mostly the same. If a character, Verum is descended from a certain type of animal, it's probably not super kosher for them to be eating that kind of meat, but it's not like that weird. Have you seen that new Taco Bell come out? I have not. I'm assuming you mean the anime one. Neutral vibes, AU. Only mild inconveniences occur to the main cat. I love these names. Neutral vibe. Thick vibe where everyone is dummy thick for some reason. So this entire fight would sound more like... I'm acting extra obnoxious today. I'll be... No, Milkstick, it's okay. I'm enjoying this. That's just a regular bad vibe. Ah, so they aren't exactly the same as their regular... Yeah, no, they're not. I just wanted to tell you that Squidward loves you. Oh, well, I love Squidward too. Stick vibe where it's the exact opposite. You say that though, Max is quite thin. I mean Lyoko, the stick vibe thing. But Milkstick, you say that though, but if you remember, like, Max is quite thin. So, I mean, his friends are all thick of different types of varieties. Still got... That is true. He does have a very round butt. Strange vibe. Mac got high, battle Satan, and then talks to his creator, then wakes because it was all a dream. he just walks up to me and says, "Why did you make me do all of that?" And then I just say, "For the vine." And then he just wakes up. I'm trying to escape from this cat I just stole from dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting him. That's what tipped off Max was that the guy who's dummy thick. He's like, no one with cake that voluptuous would be able to keep their hands away from a wallet to potentially pat out their bum even more. The thief tries to hide in a crowd, and Max just listens for a... I just imagine that he's standing there, he just hears... His ear just wiggles, and he looks to the right, and the thief is just like, crap, 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 crap! So does theft break into Max's house, or does he have anger issues? This thief, stole from... If you remember, this thief stole from Max when he bumped into him. And at first, Max was just trying to get his wallet back. Then the thief hit him. And kind of, like, knocked him over and things like that. Bad vibe, but every time a reader thirsts for Max, something horrible happens. Oh no, he's designed to be attractive. They're going to die. I thank you, thief.
So basically, Max did not throw the first punch. Actually, I say that, but I'm looking back at this page. He did tackle the guy. But, the guy then just punched him in the face, so this is retribution. Thief Cake Korg. Got up to dog things, what did I miss? Thief Cake Korg. Max is resorting to excessive force? Maybe. I would say so. Yes. I would say that this is probably not the best way to deal with the situation. You ever feel like how SpongeBob felt after Scary Movie? Yes, Bad Vibe, but Max's Imperial Guard from Oblivion. No, even better, when he meets the thief, and when the thief tries to steal from him, he just stops him and turns to him. There's no such thing as coincidences. That guy does. I know it's been pointed out, but that guy does in fact look like a like an Oblivion character, and I don't mean that like in a mean way. Just something about that look in his eyes. Cake thief, a thief that steals people's... Wait, are you saying that he steals people's ass? The thief throws a punch. Why do I hear boss music now? We say that, but remember, after he throws the punch, he does kind of like knock past Max. Like, hang on. See, like, he kind of knocks Max over. Max just says, "Give me back my wallet," and then he rams into him and knocks him over, and then tries to run away. What if Max wakes in the middle of the night and saw his father standing at the foot? That'd be terrifying. Max probably does have nightmares like that, actually. He is absolutely petrified of his father based on what he's been told about him. If you remember the beginning of the story, he has a nightmare. Yeah, by the way, spoilers, that nightmare's about his dad, but I think I made that pretty clear. Cake thief attaches it to their own cake-like plate. Why? Why are you guys having this conversation? He's the Absorbaloff from Doctor Who. I hate that! I hate that so much! It'll probably fix up this pose, make it look a little bit less awkward. No, I adore Doctor Who. Doctor Who is like my favorite television show of all time. Even if the past couple seasons have been kind of... Outside of his father's, Max have other secrets from his friends. Not really. I imagine it took him a while to come out as trans to some of them, but other than that, not really. He's a pretty transparent character. Other than that, it's just that concern. Because I mean, related to criminal mastermind. I mean, like. Bad Vibe 8, please do. You want to die a little. It can't be that bad, right? Looks at the Absorbaloff of Great Sir, please do. You will want to die a little. The Absorbaloff is like, to be fair about the Absorbaloff, actually designed by a child. Bad Vibe 8, where everything looks like old Doctor Who special effect. That would be fantastic. I mean, guys, here's the thing. We're only seeing it in still motion. Who's to say that's not what the Bad Vibe universe looks like? He literally absorbs people and it's just yucky. I gotta continue watching more Doctor Who since he started it. Yes! Bad Vibe E, where Max is the Absorbaloff. No! How dare! Would you guys like to see what the Absorbaloff look? Fine, fine, we're doing this right now. This is the Absorbaloff! He absorbs people and their faces appear all over his gross body. And he wears a thong! So don't compare my precious Bean Boy to that ever again. Yeah, that thing! Who the Chaos Cultist mean? No, that's something else. Alright, there, guys. You get to see Maxie punch the thief. We do. You know what else we have to watch? We also have to watch, Victory of the Daleks and Hellbent. Ah, God, you're right. Also, also fear her. Chloe Webber. Oh my, that poor little girl. That's such a demanding role. And she clearly is not ready for it. It's a shame because I really like the idea of it. It's just the execution of it is really bad. Anyway, so there, we got to see Max punch out the guy. And I think that'll be that for the story. Speaking of absorbing, I have vague memories of some goop Groudon in a Pokemon movie that terrifies me. Oh, what? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, now we can move on to something a little bit different. Here, I'm going to use this as a base, because I would like to have these at least all be kind of consistent. Because now that Max is done, we're now working on Michael. Oh. Have you seen Damon Kulaba's art? No, I haven't. Also, all of Jodie Whittaker's stuff. Yeah, we do eventually have to get to Series 11 and 12. Think positive thoughts. We may have to go to Series 11 and 12, but at least that means we get to watch Demons of the Punjab and Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror and The Haunting of Villa Diodati and or whatever it's called. Those episodes are all quite good. It's just a shame that, you know, the rest of her episodes can't be that good. Seriously, The Haunting of Villa Diodati is way better than I remember it being. It's a 4OK thing. Ah! You do, in fact, have David Tennant to look forward to, so there is that. So this should give you kind of an idea of how much taller Michael is than Max, by the way. And Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. Yeah. Matt Smith's my boy! My favorite Doctor, also my first. Peter Capaldi is second, but he's very close. Doctor Who's so good when it's good, but also so bad when it's bad. That's kind of why I love it, because it's just such an audacious show. You know what I mean? It's very audacious, and that's what I like about it. I tend to like weird, audacious Doctor Who. Like, my favorite era of the show is way more a fantasy than it is a science fiction. I haven't watched Doctor Who since high school. I love Doctor Who, and I've been on like a pretty big Doctor Who kick lately. I feel old. AMA, favorite 3 Doctor Who creatures. Cybermen. Let's see the Cybermen, Ice Warriors, and the Vashta Narada. Okay, but Do is literally an Ood. That's why I called him Do. He's an Ood. I do love the Ood. The Absorbaloff 3 times. Fun fact, the kid who actually won that contest to get the to design a Doctor Who monster that got the Absorbaloff into an episode, he actually has a YouTube, and he did a video about how he made it, and I think that that's really interesting. It was Jirachi Wishmaker. A member of Team Mag must steal Jirachi to revive Groudon, but just makes a fake one that starts killing all the plants. I know what that is! I remember that! Yeah, that is horrifying! Oh, I like the Slitheen. Here's the thing, they look really stupid, but I actually, and yeah, like the gas is a bit much. Thank you, Russell T. Davies. But I actually really like the family Slitheen. They show up again in the Sarah Jane Adventures, and they're a lot of fun. And what's her name? Margaret, or what you call herself? Margaret. Legitimately one of my favorite Doctor Who villains. And that woman who plays her, damn, she can act. Like, damn. Like, when she reads that line, "Peace by molten peace," it's like, damn, that is cold. The Silurians are pretty cool. It does grab Pokemon with Goo Tentacle. Oh no. I've always had a soft spot for the Ice Warriors, and I'm one of the few people who actually really likes the retcon in Cold War, where it turns out that they look the way they do because they're wearing armor. That was something that a lot of people didn't like. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was... Because it's kind of you can have your cake and eat it too situation, where it's like, so we can modernize them like we did the Silurians and the Daleks, but we could still have them look like trundly old Doctor Who monsters. I love that idea. I know why people don't like it, because it changes a lot of things, but I think it's cool. Vastra's pretty great. I need something. There we go. Hey guys, have I ever told you that Doberman Pinschers are one of my favorite types of dog? I love the Paternoster. I know not everyone does, and to be fair, I get why. It is very much one of the more obnoxious and twee concepts in Doctor Who. But screw it, I love the Paternoster gang, and I love Strax, and I love Jenny, and I love Vastra. I love them, they're great. Okay, bye, Lost Men. Strax is great. I'm the clever one. You're the potato one. I'm assuming we're gonna start watching when I'm done. Oh, and to answer the inevitable AMA question, yes. Max watches and likes Doctor Who. He was raised by Brits. Of course he does. Maybe, we will see. We're totally gonna start watching it when I'm done. In which case, I'll try not to hold up for too long. Pardon me. How does he feel about Tuesday jokes then? Oh, here's the thing. Max was raised by Brits, but he's having been around like other like having been born and raised in Canada, he doesn't really have the accent, so he probably thinks it's hilarious. Honestly, he's probably like, my uncle sounds exactly like that. Oh, we go our pizza? Damn! Okay. Y'all trying to make me fat. Next time. Okay, well, you picked two really good ones. Well, Milk Steak. Next Generation's actually my favorite, so... I do like Star Trek a lot. By the way, my favorite Doctor meeting my favorite crew for in Generation of Star Trek in that comic. Hell yeah. Oh, also fighting my two favorite my favorite villains from both of those series, the Borg and the Cybermen. Well, my favorite Doctor Who villain is the Master, but Cybermen, like, are my favorite, like, group, I guess. That's a good point. I like Voyager because it brings me back to memory. I know, yeah, I know not everyone likes Voyager. I like Voyager a lot, actually. I understand why people don't. Oh, was the one granted, I watched all the series, so I don't think that qualifies as no, it doesn't. One series of Star Trek is honestly quite a bit. Because they tend to run for pretty long, so. Also, I haven't watched it yet, but apparently Discovery isn't very good, and people were saying that Seth MacFarlane's parody series, The Orville, which I also haven't watched, is apparently a much better Star Trek series than Discovery. Which is a shame, but on the other hand, that makes me really curious to check out The Orville. Because it's like it's Seth MacFarlane, and I mean obviously you guys have seen New Family Guy, but to hear that it's like and that one terrible cowboy movie he made, but to hear that it's like really good, I'm very curious about it. My favorite is Deep Space Nine, but I respect Next Generation more. Oh no, Deep Space Nine is a lot of people's favorite, but apparently the Clementine series was awful. I'm setting up Doctor Who on the TV. Merry goddamn Christmas. It's just set up for a longer running series. It boils down to I must leave everything I always had. I'd always wanted just because. Oh, I love it! I love it when things do that. This character decides that they can't have what they rightfully deserve and want anymore because it creates more drama. I hate that. Drama just for its own sake is pointless. Give me a reason to care and believe why it's happening. You know? Ooh. That's a shame, though. I'm not all that invested in The Walking Dead, but, like, damn, in between the last few seasons of it and apparently that comic sucking, y'all Walking Dead fans, you got done dirty, man. You got done dirty. Especially since Walking Dead was a comic at first. You'd think they want to put a lot of effort into that. It'd be like if, again, going back to Doctor Who, they made a TV series about Charlie from the audio dramas, and the whole thing was just set up, and it was just bad, even though Doctor Who was originally a TV show, and people would like really like it if they started adapting more material from things like the Big Finish audio dramas into television. I can tell you right now, I would love to see some 8 Doctor audio dramas readapted into television. That'd be great. Or even if not television, like a web series or something. Like, that would be super cool. I'm sorry, but getting to see like Scherzo on screen, on one hand, I don't know if they'd ever be able to match up the horrific like whatever you could think of in your mind for the horrific ideas that they propose in Scherzo, since the imagination is the most powerful tool for horror in the universe. But it would still be so cool to see them try. Pardon me. I used to love TWD, The Walking Dead by Fall Touch Scene with the cannibal people. Come check out a happy ending that people literally fought for after Telltale died mid-final season. She just leaves for no reason. I used to love, no. I don't want to buy or support the last one. Yo, same. Sorry, I don't want to support that kind of crunch culture and intentionally just abusing its main character for cheap shock value rather than, you know, actually. That's my problem with it a lot. Is it's not because like Ellie's the main character. In fact, I'm glad Ellie's the main character. She should be. I feel like that Joel's character arc was completed by the end of the first one. But like, so I'm glad Ellie's the main character, but damn, they do her dirty, and not in a good way, in a very bad way, in a very wow, this is terrible kind of way. I sure do feel bad I was ever invested. I mean, to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of even the first Last of Us, but that's largely due to preference. I always get weird looks when I say that. Like, people are always like, well, what is wrong with you, you know? I don't know. I've just never been a big fan of things that are miserable for the sake of being miserable, I guess. And a lot of zombie media is like that, so... I wouldn't even have to buy it. I borrow a copy from my brother. Still. Last of Us 2 is one of my roommate's favorite games. Saw videos of Last of Us 2, not even that good. Yeah, it's just, it's... I love a game that punishes the player for having agency. Or doing something that the game... Or rather, not having agency. I love a game that punishes the player for doing what you were told to do. What's that? There are scenes where there are dogs and I am being forced to kill them because if I don't, I will die. Great! Let's make the player feel horrible for doing it. It's like, oh, look what you did! Look what you did! No, game, you made me do that. My brother's beating Last of Us 2. He said I would enjoy it, but I don't know. I wouldn't try it. I wanted to support it, but like, no. This is one case where it's like, no, sorry. Also, unrelated, but apparently that He-Man show is apparently pretty crap, because similar thing where it like, it promises one thing and instead delivers on another that nobody asked for. I don't know, I haven't watched it yet. I'm curious to at least try it out, but especially since fanboys are often prone to hyperbole, but we'll see, because I've been seeing arguments from both sides about issues with it, and I'm very curious about that. No, it didn't deserve Game of the Year. Just compare Ellie to another main character child in zombie games. Clementine's pain feels earned. You grew up with Clementine, you grew attached. Ellie's just, she's crying because we made you do the bad thing. Do you feel bad yet? Yeah, it should have went to Hades or Final Fantasy VII Remake. I agree 100%. Oh my god, his eyes. Clementine's reaction to pain in that final season 1 hurts more than all the emotional scenes in The Last of Us 2 combined. Exactly. The problem with The Last of Us 2 is that, like, just from what little I've seen, is that it doesn't actually give you any time to breathe. It's more focused on trying to make you, the player, feel miserable than trying to convince you why Ellie feels miserable. And that's impressive considering that, you know, her father figure is murdered in that game. By the way, spoilers. So you consider it a pretty goddamn big deal, right? But, like, it just feels so, like, it's just one thing after. It's a torture porn. And that's not fun. That's a pain in the ass. I can appreciate dark material that tests the metal of a main character. I'm perfectly fine with that. Bad Vibe's gonna have a bit of that. But, like, you have to, like, take moments to breathe and give me a reason to care, or like in an organic setting or context, why I should care about these people other than just, it's sad, it's sad, it's sad. And Ellie and Joel, really, from what I've seen, they don't feel like the same characters from the last game, outside of just the fact that, you know, they have their pre-existing relationship. But other than that, they don't really feel like the same characters, and as a result, it all feels kind of cheap. If you want, like, a really good idea, again, going back to Doctor Who for, like, the umpteenth time, of how to show just pain and sorrow in just a really great, subtle, just absolutely, like, fantastic way that makes you empathize with a character, when Amy Pond's, like, one of the characters, her name is Amy Pond, her, I'm sorry, I bought The Last of Us 2, not a happy game to talk about. I brought The Last of Us 2, not a happy game to talk, not really, but it does make for, don't be sorry, because it does make for very interesting conversation. But, like, there's this scene where Amy is, like Amy in the story, her fiance Rory has basically been wiped from history, and so she doesn't remember him completely. But there's still flickers of memory of him, and so there's this fantastic scene where she sat down, and I believe she's actually speaking with sort of him, not really, it's a bit confusing, timey-wimey shenanigans, and then he asks, why are you crying? It's like when she sees him, it's like, why are you crying? And she kind of checks, and she didn't even realize she was crying. That's an unbelievably powerful moment. I'm watching The End of the World. Are you okay if I continue? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I've seen Series 1 so many times. It's all good. Go right ahead, man. Okay, bye, friend. Don't. I'm probably gonna just wrap up this more detailed sketch, and then that'll be that for the night because we've been running for a little bit. See you for vacation juice soon. But yeah, no, don't apologize for bringing it up. It does make for interesting conversation. Pardon me. In the concept of game, Ellie is you. You play as Ellie. If you just hurt your main character without letting us get attached, it gets annoying, not sad. When Clementine or Season 1 leave Lucille and close to him, you feel their pain. You're told that you know the person is Ellie and Joel. You make that bond. Your chosen Ellie and Clem interact. That just wasn't just their friend who had died. It was also your friend. Yeah, you're able to make that connection. And just in The Last of Us 2, you just feel so disconnected from it because you never get that time to breathe. Hell, even in the first Last of Us, despite some of my issues, they do still have those moments, like when you find I believe there's like a bit where you find like some giraffes in one of the ruined cities and things like that. And it's like, yeah, that's a nice little moment. It's a nice calm moment. And for Joel, you get to see him before the pandemic. You get to see him how his life was before and how he was a much nicer, more relaxed person back then. And then the horrible thing happens, you know? To be fair, that kind of happens in The Last of Us 2, but it doesn't feel as genuine, I guess. Hi, Wolf Pineapple. Kaze, you're a cutie. I mean, that's fair, Milksteak. But it's I do think you could still talk about the broader themes of it. Also, yeah, hello, Wolf Pineapple. How are you doing? We are drawing a boy. Even the pre-existing bonds hurt. You didn't know Clementine.
Squidward gaming.
You didn't know Clementine was actually super into Squidward gaming before the apocalypse. You know Clementine's parents, but having to carry the weight of knowing their fate as this 8-year-old girl excitedly talks about finding them. You feel for her when she finally sees for herself what we've been knowing since the start of episode 1. Yeah, it sets up the pain and like the misery in a much more organic kind of way. Again, that's not really my kind of media. I'm not a big fan of series that mostly just focus on how much a character is hurting. But if you're gonna do it right, for the love of, or if you're gonna do it for the love of God, do it right. You know, really sell me on it. Like, bringing this background to Bad Vibe again, I joked like, oh, we're gonna see a bit of that, but that's just it. We're gonna see a bit of that. We're still gonna get to see the characters relax and decompress and have positive, good things happen to them, and we're gonna see them laugh and enjoy each other's company, and you know, we're gonna get some time with them to grow and to watch them get stronger, or to watch them get close and be this kind of family unit, because that is one of the themes of the series, is this kind of found family sort of situation where you know, I've talked about it before, but if you're not familiar, one of the themes of Bad Vibe is family and what family means. And my sort of own opinion on that. Thank you, Dresser, for reminding me to drunk. Hey guys. Eat a peach. Kind of want to get the better idea of that center kind of piece for the palm, you know. Eat the peach. Beans. Yes, eat the beans. It's the doggy beans. Petting to Fenbot. Oh, by the way, I think somebody asked this and I don't remember if I gave a conclusive answer. Fenbot does in fact have the beans. Thank you for petting Fenbot. He appreciates it. He loves the pets. He loves you. I just remembered that Clementine has an optional line where she can talk. She could tell Lee that she knows her parents are dead or walkers, which makes the scene of her finding them even worse because it's something she had expected and dread since surviving in Savannah. It just happened to happen at the worst possible time. Yes, I actually remember being told that was a piece of dialogue that could happen. Like, damn, that's cold. TW season was a lot better than Having Right to Be. Yeah, I heard it's like really, really good. I've never been all that invested in The Walking Dead, but like, I'm curious. Hello, yes, there are in fact beans right here. Look at them beans. Final season is probably the closest to the matching season one in my opinion. No force bonds like two characters. We have no connection to like Javier and F, which is so funny because I was actually told that like season 3 is considered like the worst. Or is season 3 the final one? I don't know. I like how I did an effort knitting for the ears on that one and not this one, which is probably why they look a little weird. Let me here I'll kind of and then make adjustments based on that. So let's draw that in. Kind of see, yeah, I see like things aren't lining up quite right. So the raccoons in my yard again. Yeah! I would defend season 2, but I acknowledge there's a lot of problems. Season 3 is the new frontier. The final. Oh, it's 4. Yeah, I heard the final season is like really bad. Again, I don't know anything about it, but yeah, big chonky raccoons. We got a bit more time. I was trying to remember a certain stylistic choice I had made. Not that it matters, because I was trying to remember if I had drawn like if you could see the character's nipples, and I'm just like, would you be able to? Because I didn't draw it on Max, but Max is also like post-op like top surgery, so it does make me wonder. It's something I'd have to do more research into. For now, I'll just leave it blank. People think it's bad. I mean, I guess I could see with the HG being an annoying character. Season 3/ANF is okay, I guess. Final season also has its issues, but I enjoyed it for what it was. Again, I don't really know anything about it. You know what? I think we got a bit of time. We can at least do like the... I think we might be able to at least finish this first pose. We got a bit more time. Also, some new people came in, and I don't want to be like, hi, bye! Main complaint I heard about last season is that, like, The Last of Us 2, it's overly depressing. To me, it's not that The Last of Us 2 is depressing, is that it doesn't feel like that sad, depressing content is particularly earned in any way that feels rewarding to the player. Like rewarding as a viewer, rewarding as a player, whatever you want to call it, it just doesn't feel like it works organically within the world it's created. I pretty much named the raccoons after my favorite song. That's fantastic. We had this big old raccoon in our neighborhood, and I haven't named it, but I think I might now. But I'm probably just gonna give him a silly name like Chungus because he's fat. Oh my goodness, this raccoon in our neighborhood is a big boy. He is fat. He is so big. Why is he so fat? He's so chunky. I love him. TFS is super depressing. They really try to make the ending as bittersweet as possible, overdo the bitterness. Blech. Louis' best character. So when I hear TFS, I think Team 4-star. Named One Chompers by Dr. Manhattan, Day and Night by Kudai. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to name the third one as of right now. Also, anyone who reads this is a cutie. Oh. Everyone read it. Or else. You should name the third one something silly. Like the silliest song you know. Or else. Or else. Fox, what happens if someone doesn't? You know. Basket Case by Green Day. I mean, if you want to name him Basket Case, go right ahead. Which one's Basket Case again? I've already been really about Zombie Media a lot lately. We made a lot of Lord's rules for Zombie TTRPG 2. Really? Cool.
I think the song is about some paranoid male worker who's worried and can't tell if he's either paranoid or just stoned. I will head pat until you admit to cuteness with consent, of course. I don't give head pat threats without consent. Either that happens or the newspaper. Boom! I guess I just want to have the same emotions I felt when The Walking Dead Season 1 came out, but never will. I'm so excited for that Avatar Last Airbender TTRPG. I'm gonna get a friend to help me run a campaign when it comes out. I keep forgetting that that's a thing that's happening. I am not looking forward to that live action series. That is gonna suck. I'm calling that right now, and when it does and everyone's surprised, I'm gonna be here doing the shocked Pikachu face, just like I did with Space Jam 2. I'm gonna be like, oh, like, oh my god, really? It sucked? Who could have guessed? Oh yeah, me. It has to be better than the movie, right? Please let it be a beast better than the film. We shouldn't be measuring it by the metric of whether or not it's better than an M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie. Also, apparently that movie what's it called? Old. Apparently it's really bad, which, I mean, again, oh wow, a bad M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie. Who could have seen that coming? Oh. But, apparently it's like super bad and kind of like concerning too. I don't know. I feel like every movie's concerning these days. Been lurking, but now I'm going on pupper walks. Need a bit. Okay, bye, T-Chep. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be on. If you're around back before then, great. But if not, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Now I'm no longer a wolf. Now I'm a raccoon who's addicted to synthwave. Just I'm gonna create a new account. So, okay, bro, dude, how many accounts have you made? How many accounts have you made? There are people expecting live action Avatar to be good. Yeah, I know, right? I've just seen the memes for the new M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie. That's all I need. Fair enough. You know, it's so weird because he is capable of directing good movies. It's like he just chooses not to. Like, I don't know, I've lost count. Then stop making new accounts then. I have no hopes for a live action version of a cartoon after the dumpster fire that was Code Lyoko Evolution. I cannot think of a single time a cartoon has been adapted into live action and it's been good. And don't say Scooby-Doo, because no, it's not. Just because you have nostalgic warm fuzzies for it, that doesn't make it good. Trust me, there's a lot of things I have nostalgic warm fuzzies for that I know are bad. For God's sakes, I have nostalgic warm fuzzies for Shadow the Hedgehog. It's okay to admit that you like a thing that's bad. Literally the only good thing about it is that, like, Matthew Lillard is an impeccable Shaggy. Oh my god. I still can't believe that script actually turned out to be real. Because I was like 100% convinced that it was a fake. To be fair, from what we understand, it was like a first draft. It wasn't, that wasn't what was going to be put to screen. But still, just the fact that those were thoughts at all is concerning. But no, if someone could please point out a good cartoon to live action adaptation, please point me in its direction. Because I'm very curious. I cannot think of a single one. It's okay to like bad things. Me and puns.
I might actually get rid of the poofy kind of elbow, because maybe just a little bit of fluff, because his fur is like short. I might also do that with the because there are some spots where the fur is a little longer, like around the ears and whatever, so maybe the shoulders are fine, but like stuff like the elbows, I think the fur should be a little shorter. But like, see, no one can think of any. It's never been done well. And the fact that people keep trying is a never-ending it's just endlessly perplexing to me. Why would you ever try? Even the animated parts of Evolution were bad. Was the animation style better? Yeah, obviously it was more modern, but you can tell there was either no care, low budget, or both. Out of the 4 surface sectors on Lyoko, they just randomly cut to the 2 most visually distinct sectors. Now most episodes look like a bland desert. Well, then that means that the animation style is worse. Because animation isn't just technology or movement or whatever, it's... Animation is the illusion of life, and a big part of that is convincing you that the characters that you live in are organic, real things, like, and the environments as well. So that would include environments and things like that, and the sectors, and if they mess that up, then I would argue that that makes it worse because it makes it less memorable. I'll take choppy but memorable over more smooth but more boring any day. Technically, older Family Guy animation is way sloppier looking, but it is so much more emotive and has so much more character, and I will take that 1,000 times over their I forget what it's called, that thing that people use to make those Caillou grounded videos. Anyway, it looks like that. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. Go animate. How thick was the line art in the original? Let me see. It was a few fathoms thicker than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to finish the line art, and then I'm going to go to object here, and I'm going to make the lines thicker. I'm going to make them thick. I'm going to make them dummy thick. It's more fluid in the characters compared to the more choppy movements of 1, but even that had the forest sector with the countless floating trees around the sector, or the ice sector with the thin ice bridges above a mass fall that would mean permanent death if the sea was hit. Yeah, there you go. There was more memorable locales and things like that, which do contribute to making the animated bits of that more memorable. Ugh. By the way, just as a reminder to folks watching, this is an AMA, so if you have any questions, and if you especially have any questions about about Bad Vibe, the webcomic project I am currently working on, I would love to hear them and answer your questions. They could be silly questions, they could be serious questions. Just as long as they're not inappropriate, I'll be glad to answer them to the best of my abilities. Excuse me. Bad Vibe AMA. Whomst is the thickest bad... Steve. Steve, by all accounts, would be the thickest Bad Vibe character because not only is he quite large, he is tall. Keep in mind, Steve is a polar bear. He is the biggest character of the main cast. He is huge. He is very big. He is a big boy, so he is easily the thickest. Plus, the main villain of Code Lyoko Evolution is some stupid Dr. Seuss haircut. God damn it. Does he talk like the main villain from Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2? Oh, the child! Big boy. Yes, he is big. He is quite lorg. He is, in fact, an absolute unit. Which is actually so funny because when I was coming up with the original design, actually, fun fact, Steve, despite being a polar bear, was actually the shortest character of the main cast. Okay, bye Lyoko, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm sorry that you had to remember Code Lyoko Evolution. Which, from what I understand, is, like, again, actual garbage. Everything called evolution. We need to stop calling things evolution, because like 9 times out of 10 it sucks. Bad Vibe Evolution, and it's like all the characters are like, it says it's live action, but it's like all the characters are just like hyper detailed realistic CGI, so like they just kind of look like Michael just kind of has like a Doberman's head on just a dude's body, and everyone reads their lines like this. That's how you know it is serious. And Max is played by Scarlett Johansson. It might have been a little... That might have been a bit of a deep cut. Did that movie ever even come out? The movie where ScarJo was playing like a trans man? Or a trans... What was it? I honestly don't even remember the discourse. Bad Vibe live action. Except again, a good chunk of it wouldn't be live action. What was that movie? Hang on. Yeah, let's hope it does not end up like Cats. Ugh! Oh, okay. It was Rub and Tub, and she decided to step down. Okay, good for you, ScarJo. That was a good move. Okay, so I won't make fun of it anymore. Good call, ScarJo. I just remember hearing about it and just being like, why? I like web series. I do too. I kind of like web series more than actual TV most of the time, if I'm being honest. You can get away with more dumb stuff on web series. And I like dumb stuff, as long as it's, you know, interesting dumb stuff. and not like insulting dumb stuff. Me too, bro. Also, these fingers. Oh my god, what happened? Wow. Wow, I really screwed the pooch on these. Like proportionally, like that does not line up at all. Like I know that hands are like my weakness, but like I didn't think it was that bad. One of those. Oh, no. It's all right. It's all right. The way I draw hands, we've made that joke before. The way I draw furry hands very much is like, it very much looks like Amogus. You are not the first one to make that joke. I actually think I was the first one to point it out when I was, I think it was on Kaze's ref. I had said that I made the fingers look sus. Beams. Me when a CPU lands on a Bowser's face. Bowser, please spare me. Bowser, lol, no. Me when a CPU lands on Chance Time, throws N64 out the window. Chance Time! Again! 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 Welcome to Chance Time, where no one but Toad wins! Which episode are you on? Are you still on Are you still on End of the World, or are you at or are you on The Unquiet Dead? Because I'm taking a little bit longer than I thought I was going to. The Unquiet Dead. Oh, I love The Unquiet Dead. The guy that they got to play Charles Dickens is like spot on. What's the prize? 2 stars. Oh boy, who's giving away? No! That's just Mario Party in a nutshell, isn't it?
The beginning is meh. That's fair enough. Don't worry, we're pretty close to wrapping this up. I'm just trying to clean up the line work, then I'll do the coloring, and that'll be that. I hate when CPUs take coins when the first place only was stars and someone has 100 more than me. It's like, why would you do this? Alright, folks, just a gentle reminder that this is, in fact, an AMA stream. So if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them my way, especially if they're about the comic project I'm currently working on, Bad Vibe. We're actually designing a character for that right now. His name is Michael Ravensdale. He is a big boy. He's a bit of a stern figure, but he's very loving, and he plays an integral role in the story. He's Max's boyfriend, and the deuteragonist, so... You'll probably be in before Aliens of London. I thought it was in. I hate when CPU. Oh. What's his least favorite food? I actually have that written down somewhere. Give me a second. At least I think I have that written down somewhere. Oh no, actually I don't. I thought I did. I thought I had his favorite food and least favorite food on So, okay, so Michael, I guess I didn't think of that. Okay, so Michael, my business stage one have to be the empty child. I do love the empty child, yeah. But, Parting of Ways, though, oh my god, it is so good. Anyway, and by extension, what is Max's least favorite food? Here's the thing. Michael can cook. Quite well, actually. And so if I had to say he has a least favorite food, it would probably be something like super processed. Something that is basically anything frozen he's probably not a huge fan of. As for Max, don't know. I imagine Max isn't super into a lot of vegetables. He's probably not the healthiest eater in the world. Michael helps. He makes it tasty. He helps him with his dieting and things like that. So that's good. It's why he's, aside from naturally just being a small boy, it's why he's not a chongus yet. So I'm going to say Michael's least favorite food is, again, it's something pre-cooked, something from Frozen that you just shove in the stove. And that's that. He prefers to cook by hand. It's something he really enjoys doing. He's basically the opposite of me. I do like how some of you guys preface your questions with :AMA. As for Max's least favorite food, like I said, it's probably some kind of vegetable or maybe Brussels sprouts or something. I imagine he's not that he eats a total slob, but let me put it this way. His favorite foods are sushi, which is pretty good for you, and ramen noodles of any kind, including the really subpar packs of ramen you can get at Wally World. How available is fresh food and crops in the world of Terrible Tremors? It is definitely still available, but it is heavily curated. And unfortunately, small producers
of those sorts of things have been kind of cut out of the byline. So you don't see really like a farmer's market or anything like that. Instead, it's more so big corporations have more ready access and use fresh food more frequently, which on one hand has actually led to better health overall, but on the other hand means that there's yet another thing that big old corporations have a giant monopoly on. And oh yes, they sure do love to weasel in on the lives of small-time farmers and things like that, don't they? Not to say that that doesn't already happen in the real world, but it happens exponentially quicker and much more aggressively in the world of unfortunate reverberations. Hope that answered your question. That's an ongoing theme with the Bad Vibe world, you may have noticed. It's like something sounds like it's really good, like, oh, well, people technically have the same, if not more, access to fresh food and things like that. But on the other hand, it also helps to continue push forward this horrible, broken system. It did, and now I'm trying to think of more. Oh, please do. That actually helps me a ton. Although I should stress, some of these details aren't necessarily final. These are how I have determined them as of now. What are some major social media platforms? That also happen to be curated. Well, I mean, social media platforms are already curated by big corpos. That really hasn't changed. I actually had a really good idea for a pithy name for a social media platform, because obviously I can't use Twitter, I can't use Facebook, I can't use things like that. So I got to make up with ones, but I don't just want to like do like the Archie comics thing where it's like I just change a couple letters and that's a completely new social media thing. No, I want to actually try and make some. And I had a really good idea for a name for one, and I've forgotten what it is, and I'm upset at myself for forgetting what it is because it actually legitimately sounded like a good social media platform name. Yes, Skyrim is on everything in Bad Vibe. That is just ineffable truth of the universe. And by extension, some celebrities, influencers. There are, in fact, lots of celebrities on social media. Fun fact about Lawler: his one of his brothers is a pretty famous musician, and he is definitely all over Dem's social medias. I think it was like Flight. I called it something like Flight, like Flite. It was called something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to remember because it was a really clever name. By extension, my character. I do think Chase was a part of the Bad Vibe universe when we first came up with it. Whether or not he's still there is up to you. Or not Chase. I'm sorry. I forget your other characters. I'm so sorry. I forget his name. No, he has blue eyes because the blue eyes look nicer. Chase and Skylar. Yes. Thank you. Skylar. That was his name. Although I think more like an icy kind of blue would look nice. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yes, Chase was Lawler's brother, who is technically Abyss's character. So he's probably not going to show up too much, but he definitely exists in the world. What kind of law enforcement mass military is in untoward shaking? Well, I've said this before. But in Bad Vibe, the law enforcement in the military is one large group that belongs to a given country. And even they themselves often have connections to this universe's version of the United Nations. They're called the ADF, and they the Allied Defense Force, and they are a sort of world police style group which work alongside to defend the Allied nations. So that would be nations largely focused on capitalist monetary systems that are aligned with, like, you know, like the United States, Canada, England, that sort of thing. Michael, fun fact, is actually an army brat. His father and his mother both serve in the ADF. So yeah, it's like it's a big old police state basically. But it's okay, they present themselves as the good guys and everyone buys it. The cruelest dystopia is one that pretends to be a utopia. Do you have any names of any large significant corpos? Whether they are important to the plot or significant. The one major one I've thought of so far is Johnson Enterprises, which will be very important, especially later, if I continue on the path I'm going with the story, which I probably will, because I actually quite like the idea. I don't want to bring up the significance of them too much yet, because it's potential spoilers, but they are a very important company in this world. You may actually recognize the last name Johnson from the script of while I was doing the storyboards. So yeah, that's something. Johnson Enterprises is a giant company, and they do like everything, from tech to philanthropy to military, to providing military like funds and research and development, to fashion, to makeup. They dip their toes in a little bit of everything. Government, you know, the usual stuff. There will be others, but Johnson Enterprises is the really big one that you want to keep an eye out for. In fact, actually, one of the, while designing the city, which I'm still trying to figure out a good name for, I originally named it Vale City, but that's so on the nose, even for this story. So I'm thinking of trying to come up with, like, a different name. I said Vale City, Verge City, I've been trying to come up with a few different names. Anyway, and one of the visual sort of keys of it is the Johnson Enterprises building, which is the tallest building in the city, and it has this sort of holographic logo. Are there any gangs and crime organizations? Are there any major underground companies similar concept like that? Oh, yes, definitely. Actually, Bad Vibe, the organization that the story is named after, has a very similar structure to something like the Yakuza. Albeit, it is a bit more of a, at least many of the echelons do, although they all do very much answer to one big head honcho, who is of course Arthur. There are other criminal organizations beyond Bad Vibe, but they at the very least, when they were most active, were the biggest ones. I actually came up with the name of a few, but like it's kind of escaping me right now. And if you're curious, yes, some gangs and crime organizations are owned by companies. Necessitate the need for those world police.
that's just how they roll, yo. Yeah, that looks closer to the liner in the Max art. So, I know you take some concept inspiration from Cyberpunk. What are some common futuristic practices that are not necessarily common today? What example would be body mod is common, has tattoos? Honestly, things like, well, body modding is not common. Things like because it's mostly led to medical and for rich people. Wearable tech is far more common because that's the direction we're going now in our world, where, in fact, again, if you remember from the storyboarding, Max is wearing, Max's glasses are streaming a full, are streaming the news to him, and he's looking at it through his glasses and listening to it with his headphones. Wearable tech like that, like watches, glasses, contacts, things like that, those are all things in the world, and they're very common. Though, bringing up body mods, as the story goes on, you'll begin to see it become a little bit more common, and there will be a reason for that. And it'll be hopefully very interesting from a narrative standpoint. And a world-building standpoint. I hope, anyway. Anyway, there he is. And if you want, again, an idea of how much taller he is than Max, this is how they stand next to each other. That's how they stand next to each other. Handsome, but he is handsome. But, like, you see what I mean by him being bigger than Max? Max is a small. Anyway, that's probably gonna be it. Ah! 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 There we go. Bigger, huh? Doom. Well, I mean, yes. Not gonna go into much more detail other than that. Lol. Okay, and with that, I believe, ladies and gents, we are done for the evening. That is also the wrong thing. There we go. We are done for the evening, ladies and gents. I want to thank you for hanging out with me for, Jesus Christ, 3 hours and 14 minutes. Didn't mean to stream that long, but hey, I had a really good time. We got a lot of work done today, so that's always good. No, ooh, that was fun. Nice to see it was really nice to see you two geek. I mean, it was Style who said that, but yes, it was nice to see you, Geek. Thanks for streaming. Oh, thank you, Geek. Cause you with your heart. Yeah, good night, everyone. With that said, though, I am not gonna leave you without someone to watch. So let us find. I'm not going to find you someone to watch. No, I'm not gonna leave you without someone to watch. So let us see who is streaming right now, and I will find you guys someone fantastic to watch. Oh, Draxon's streaming. I'm gonna, I noticed that too. I'm gonna send you guys over to Draxon Random. They're playing a game called Omari. I don't know, or Omori. I don't know what that is. Oh, Mori. Yeah, nothing much else to say. I want to thank everyone who hung out. Thank you for asking the question. Guys, I'm at war with Drax. He won't accept being cute. Then we have to bombard him with Drax's cute messages. Put that in the chat the second that you get in. That is our raid message. Our raid message is Draxon is a cutie. That is our message. So copy that and paste it in. Add emotes if you want. I will not be. I'm just going to put that in
And I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. I want to thank you for all the questions, and I really want to thank Milksteak for the 20 gift subs. We'll be doing a bonus stream this Thursday, and you guys will be able to vote on it as the Twitter, as per normal. I am super excited for that, and super excited to keep streaming for you guys. Anyway, not much else to say. Remember, Draxon is a cutie. Put that in the chat. Love you. Bye!